Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, we are from Informatic Engineering, Class 1G, Group 1. Today we would like to explain several things related to cybercrimes. Then before we start our presentation, let me introduce our group member. They are my partners, Ardha Nur Aziziah, absent number 3, then Ahmad Hafid Prasetyawan, absent number 2, then myself, Ahmad Alaudin, absent number 1. The purpose of this presentation is to answering several questions related to cybercrimes. And before that, we also will explain about cybercrime itself and how to prevent it. Let's jump into the first topic, cybercrimes, the type and definition. There are several types of cybercrime. There are piracy, plagiarism, and theft of intellectual property, spreading malware, distribution of incident or offensive material, phishing, IP spoofing, and cyber stalking. Then the first type is the piracy. Piracy is illegal copying, distribution, or use of software. It is very popular, especially within organized crime groups in a number of countries, and it is extremely profitable. Piracy itself consists into 5 types. The first is shoplifting. It is borrowing and installing a copy of a software application for a colleague. And the next is client-server overuse. It is installing more copies of the software than you have license for. The third is hard disk loading. Hard disk loading is installing and selling authorized copies of software on refurbished or new computers. The next is counterfeiting. It is duplicating and selling copyright programs. And the last is online piracy. It is typically involves downloading illegal software from peer-to-peer network, internet auction, or blog. The next type is plagiarism. Plagiarism is an act of copying other people's work and using it as one's own work. In Indonesia, to deal with crimes in cyberspace, the IT law has been made, or better known as the Cybercrime law. The next is spreading of malware. Malware itself is called malicious software. It is software that written with the intent to damage, exploit, or disable devices, system, and networks. And there are 6 of the most common types of malware. There are viruses, worms, trojan, horses, spyware, adware, and ransomware. The viruses. Viruses is a malicious software that can copy itself and infect the system. Then the worms. It is similarly with viruses, but it's spread without taking user action and usually act in a operating system. The next is Trojan. Trojan is a program which is usually free but contains malicious files. And the next is the spyware. It is malware that affect a privacy. It doesn't take a control of a computer system, but sends information about the use of computer system. And the next is adware. Adware is a program that automatically plays commercial on a computer. Okay, the next cybercrimes type is phishing. Phishing or password harvesting phishing is the type of cybercrime that getting password for online bank accounts or credit card numbers by using email that look like they are from the real organization, but they are in fact is a fake. And people also believe that the message is from their bank and securities detail. The next is IP spoofing. IP spoofing is a type of spoofing that allows the perpetrator to change the source IP so that it cannot be tracked when trying to trick the destination computer. This is also one of the techniques often used by perpetrators when carrying out DDoS attack. What is DDoS attack? DDoS is distribution denial of service. It is a cyber attack on a server, service, website, or network flowed in with internet traffic. If the internet traffic overwhelms the target, it That means its server or its service, website or networks is rendering inoperable. And the next is cyber stalking. Cyber stalking is the use the internet or other electronic means to harass person, group of people, or organization. And then cyber stalking is the newest form of criminal behavior that involves persistent threat or unwanted attention using the internet and other means of computer communication. Okay, that's all from me. The next presentation will be explained by Ardha Nur Aziziah. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you my friends for the time. Now, I am Ardha Nur Aziziah. I will continue the presentation. The next presentation is distribution of incident or offensive material. The government will act against this crime or block its existence by the platform owner. It could be that the material or work created causes offense to the connoisseur and results in a riot, or even published for works containing hoax. This crime can have negative effects on those who receive it. Therefore, this crime must be fought. The next topic is how to prevent cyber crimes. Okay, in this slide, we attach some infographic that we get from BSSN website. The National Cyber and Crypto Agency or National Cyber Security Operations Center record 88 million cyber attacks from the 1st of January to 12th of April 2020. In January, there were about 25 million attacks were observed. And then in February, there were about 29 million attacks were recorded. Then in March, 26 million attacks, and 12th of April 2020, there had been 7 million attacks recorded. The peak number of attacks occurred on March 12th and 2020, which reached 3 million attacks, and after that the number of attacks experienced a significant decrease when the work from home policy was implemented in various places. However, during the work from home, there have been cyber attacks that exploit issues related to COVID-19. And then for attack classification in that period is like this. The most common types of attacks are Trojan activity as much as 56%, and then followed by information gathering activity as much as for 43% of the total attack, while the remaining 1% is web application attacks. The next is how government prevents cyber crimes. So, to prevent and reduce the high number of cyber crimes, the government implements the following 3 points. The first point is make a special law governing the use of information technology. For example, is Law of the Republic of Indonesia number 11 of 2008 concerning electronic information and transaction. The second is create a special institution that monitors, investigates, and enforces cybercrime. For example, is BSSN. And then the last, organized activities or programs to find talent youth in the cybersecurity sector and organize outreach to the public regarding to cybercrimes. We take an example obtained from one of the news on Kompas.com. One of the efforts being made by the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology is capturing talents, young people in the field of information technology through the Born to Protect programs. The Born to Protect programs is a technology competition in the field of the cybersecurity to attract talent, young people. Born to Protect consists of several series of activities, including a hacking contest, seminars, train of trainers, and ending with a digital camp for selected participants. The next is preventive tips. The first, do not open a text from known people. Always take note of the file extension. The next, run and update antivirus programs. Example, virus scanners, and install a firewall, a program designed to prevent spyware from gaining access to the internal networks. And then make backup copies of your files regularly. And then do not accept files from high-risk sources. And the fifth, use a digital certificate, an electronic way of proving your identity when you are doing business on the internet. Avoid giving credit card numbers. And the last, do not believe everything on the net. Have a suspicious attitude toward its contents. Okay, the next presentation will be continue, my friends. Akhmadheta.
Okay, thank you for letting me explain the next material. In the slide, we attach additional tips for avoiding plagiarism because we are college students. This is very important to know so that we can avoid plagiarism. Number one tips is include citation. Inclusion of citation here means that the author must provide information from where the written information was obtained. And then the second tips is note the various sources of bibliography from the start. By recording what sources were used from the start, errors can be minimized, and it will also be very helpful in preparing a bibliography. And then paraphrase, posts that only use direct quotation are more likely to be considered plagiarism. The way to react is by paraphrasing, using our own sentence structure from the original source while still including the citation. And then number 4, interpret, and the last one is use an anti-plagiarism application, for example using tesi.id application. With the anti-plagiarism application, the resulting writing can be compared with previously published writing. The application will show you what percentage level of similarities was found. And then the last topic that we will discuss in this presentation, that is answering several questions related to cybercrime based on the material we have discussed and previously conveyed. Okay, for the first question, which crime is the most dangerous? All crime basically are dangerous and can cause harm to others, but according to our group, the most dangerous is phishing because phishing is done to retrieve someone's data and the data can be misused. When what is taken is bank password data, it could be money in that account will be taken and could cause material loss, and also may be going to make purchase on behalf of our account. For the second question, it is fair or unfair to pay for the songs, videos, or article that you download. Should copyright violation be allowed online? It is fair because by paying it means showing a form of appreciation for the work of the owner of the song or the other work. And also by paying we can enjoy his work and the owner of the work can get money, but paying or not paying it also depends on the owner of the work. If indeed the owner of the work allow us to download his work without paying, then in our opinion that is still fair because there will be many who enjoy his work and we can enjoy his work for free. For that question, what laws can be taken by government to stop cybercrime? Like I explained before, the government can prevent and protect cybercrime with a special regulation governing the use of technology and the crime that can arise in it, such as Indonesia, which has enacted the ITE number 11 of 2008 law, which regulate the attitude of social media users so that no party is harmed, maintains and enforces the right of the work owners. Then for the last question, do you think government have the right to censor material on the internet? No, according to statement from Ismail Kawindo, Public Relation of Kominfo Indonesia, says that the Ministry of Communication and Information, or Kominfo Indonesia, use Open Sky Policy. Open Sky Policy is an international policy concept which aims to liberalize of rules and regulation and on international commercial of aviation industry, so that all content that enters Indonesia is not subject to censorship. And for addition, the government has no right to conduct censorship from the internet because according to provision number 28F of the 1945 Constitution that every Indonesian citizen has the right to communicate and seek information through existing media. Okay, that's all our presentation. We really appreciate your attention. We apologize if there are still deficiencies in this presentation. And if you would like more information, here is a list of helpful resources on our website. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.